Welcome to Live Shadows channel. Before anything, you subscribe to. About 7 or 8 months have passed since my wife and I moved to our new house, which was a 2-story villa. My wife and I settled in the second floor. They lived on the first floor. As soon as my wife and I entered the new house, we realized that Homa was seriously ill and the doctors had declared her illness to be shortness of breath and congenital heart disease. We were upset about this and I helped them as much as we could. For example, on the days when Homa was taken to the hospital, a few months passed like this. One day, almost in the middle of summer, the owner of the house screamed, and from the window, I was looking at the yard, which was full of flowers and trees. My first observation was Hamid, who was sitting on the platform at the edge of the pond, and he was constantly picking flowers and leaves from the pots around the pond. At first, I didn't take it too seriously, but still in the following days, out of curiosity, when little Hamid was playing in the yard, I didn't take it too seriously until one day when I was sitting by the window, I saw Mrs. Seema, who went and sat by the tap of the pond and was washing some fruit. Sometimes he wipes the tears from his face. After that, I was very afraid of that house, until one day I went to the market for shopping, when I happened to see Mrs. Seema in a girl's clothes shop, wearing a white and pink girl's dress, just the size of her daughter had chosen, and was paying the money to the seller. It was after this ink. It took almost a month. Let's find a new house, and in this 1 month I saw many other things. That Mrs. Seema was constantly talking to herself, and little Hamid was constantly playing in the yard with someone who was not visible to my eyes. I put it inside the carton and put it ready in front of the entrance door of the second floor. My wife was not very happy about this. I was the one who convinced my husband that we should leave this house as soon as possible. My wife also accepted by necessity. In short, it was the last night that we were in that house, and we had made our decision that night. When I was sleeping, I kept thinking about the memories I had in that house. I didn't want to leave that house from the bottom of my heart. And on the other hand, I was afraid that if I stayed in that house, I might go crazy. I was lying like that, and no matter what I did to fall asleep, I couldn't sleep. It was a very uncomfortable night for me. I was immersed in my own thoughts. My eyes were just. I heard that little girl's voice again, saying, "Auntie, it's okay. If you want to leave this house, just tell my mom and dad that it's for me. Don't cry, because whenever they cry, I notice them crying, and I cried too when I woke up in the morning. My whole face and pillow were wet with tears, so I had to get up, and half an hour later, a car carrying furniture was parked in front of the house, and the workers were carrying the furniture to our house. I saw Mrs. Seema sitting on a chair by the balcony. After moving to our new house, my wife and I used to visit the owner of the previous house every time we had free time. Thank you for following, liking, and commenting.